It's been a few months since I've done a video on the new 151, so I figured it was about time to do another one. But I have a couple of announcements first. The Dusclops redesign stream is tomorrow at noon at twitch.tv/UmbreonLibris. I hope that you can join me there, but if you can't, of course, the summary video will be right here on this channel next week. Also, the 1-year anniversary of this channel is in just 2 weeks. June 8th was when I first posted a video to this channel, and to celebrate I'll be doing a few different things, but one of those things is a Q&A. So send me your questions, leave them in the comments, or send them to me on Twitter. I'll be answering any kinds of questions you have, whether it's about Pokemon or not. Anyway, back to the new 151. For those of you that don't know or don't remember, it's a project that I've been doing over on Tumblr, redesigning the original 151 Pokemon. That's where all of this art is from. I'm the primary artist, but my friend Infinipede collaborates with designs and concepts, and occasionally we also bring in some other friends to help out with a specific design or other. We generally keep pretty close to the original designs and concepts and just make adjustments to make them better. I've seen a few sets of starter redesigns going around on Twitter recently that take a much more drastic approach to the redesign idea, and that's just a difference of philosophy. So if you want to check out what we've done so far, we've done up to Magneton, and you can check that out. The link is in the description. It's new151.tumblr.com. This video is going to be a little bit of a lightning round because I feel like a lot of the Pokemon in this next batch just aren't all that interesting. Maybe you like them, but I felt like it was a good idea to just get them all over with. In the games, Rattata and Raticate are treated more as field mice, but we decided to take them more in a city rat direction and also give them colors that go together a little bit better. So Rattata has the kind of pale pink whitish color of lab mice, whereas Raticate takes Rattata's original purple to make it look a little bit more toxic, maybe a bit radioactive, or even experimented on. And the curl in Rattata's tail turns into a knot in Raticate as a reference to Rat Kings, which, if you know what they are, great, you know what I'm talking about, but if you don't know what they are, you might not want to look them up. They are pretty disturbing. We also gave Raticate more obviously webbed feet, since that's something that comes up pretty frequently in its Pokedex entries. And you know, if I was doing this art today, I might have actually used Alolan Raticate's mouth as a reference instead of Cantonian Raticate's mouth, because I really don't like this uncomfortable look. Spearow and Fearow are pretty generic birds, so we wanted to give them more direct inspiration from specific birds. So Spearow has a bit of the Dead Sea Sparrow, but it also has a lot of hints of the direction that Fearow's design is going to go in. Whereas Fearow really leans into the demon side of its Japanese name, which is Oniduriru, which basically means demon drill. So we took inspiration from egrets, but more importantly and more obviously from the king vulture. And I think they are small changes, but they really have a big impact in making Fearow especially look really fearsome. Ekans and Arbok are just snakes, but there are some hints that make them a little bit more draconic. They are in the Dragon Egg group, and in Gen 1, Glare was their signature move, possibly pointing at a basilisk inspiration. So we definitely went in that direction and made both of them more dragon-like, and also brought a little bit of the feathered serpent from Mesoamerican mythology. Arbok also used to have different hood patterns depending on the generation or just the artwork, and that was something that we really liked, and we don't see that anymore, so we wanted to bring that back. So in Infinipede's pixel art of Arbok, they actually did a different hood pattern than the one that I put in the painting. When we were working on Pikachu, we decided to change the art style of the project, and I feel like this is something that we need to address. Even though I really like this watercolor style, and it's something that I feel like I can do very consistently and very well, it takes a long time. Between setup, copying the drawing onto paper, and inking it, and waiting for the ink to dry before we could paint the watercolors, then painting the watercolors, and scanning, and all of that, it ended up that each drawing, each Pokemon, was taking a few hours just to complete the final artwork. So I wanted to try an all-digital style, since those can be much faster, and we considered a few options, including modern Sugimori art style. But we felt that that art style is a bit too common, so our artwork wouldn't really stand out in any way. Ultimately, we settled on a style based on the vintage Sugimori artwork. You can see that Pikachu is actually based on the box art from Pokemon Yellow. And this art style has evolved a little bit over time, but it is still the style that we're making the art in today, and it's probably going to continue till the end of the project. So, for Pikachu and Raichu, we actually got help from Infinipede's friend, Homeschool Winner. The link to their Tumblr is in the description. Because Pikachu was not originally designed as a mascot, a lot of the changes that we made were just to go back to its original design. So we made it shorter, chubbier, and even gave its underbelly back, although we made it red to match its cheeks. We also gave it round ears and more fluff to make it look a little bit wilder and a little bit more like the Pika, even though we know that the Pika was not part of Pikachu's original concept. And actually, making it look fluffier also makes it look more like Detective Pikachu. As for Raichu, we wanted to make it look more formidable, so we gave it more of a posture and leg shape inspired by Lucario. The tail keeps the lightning shape from Pikachu's tail, but also gets a yellow stripe down the middle to make it look like a wire. And the stripes on Pikachu's back, they grow and become 3D to match the cheeks. The idea is that those stripes are also electricity stores, so that they would be able to protect Raichu from predators or from opponents attacking from behind. It's actually the same concept that I used in my take on Gorochu. To finish this video with a nice round number 10 Pokemon, let's talk about Sandshrew and Sandslash. In my opinion, they are pretty cool, but they are also very simple designs. We made Sandshrew more like an actual pangolin. We made it slimmer, we made it a quadruped, and we also gave it a longer snout and a longer tail. The purple markings on its back are mostly just to add some color to the design, but also to reflect its poisonous nature. We didn't really want to make any changes to these Pokemon that were so drastic that would make them actually poison type, but Sandshrew and Sandslash are the only non-poison type Pokemon that can learn Poison Sting in Generation 1, and Poison Sting is also the only non-normal type move that they learn by level up, so it felt fitting. The Pokedex says that Sandslash is really fast, but with what legs? So we gave it more defined limbs to at least make that more of a possibility, and then made other changes mostly to match Sandshrew. As usual, links to the new In51 Tumblr and Infinipede's Twitter are in the description, as well as Homeschool Winner's Tumblr. And actually, if you see a Medical Mechanica in the comments here on YouTube, that is actually Infinipede. That is Infinipede's YouTube account. So let us know what you thought of our designs. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and to share this video with your friends. If you're new here, please subscribe and hopefully stick around for more Pokemon videos. Don't forget about the Dusclops redesign stream tomorrow at noon Pacific time over on Twitch. And leave your questions for the anniversary Q&A down in the comments or send them to me on Twitter. I'm Umbreon Libris. I'll see you in the next chapter. Noise.
Noise.
Well, let's try not to make too much noise. That's why you love me.
Sure. I should never have included that in my vows.
Can't take her back.
No.